Well, hello, hello, hello. Obviously, we're live. How's everyone?
Good,
Great,
great.
you.
Great, great. Well, I'm Kelly Biggs, and I am joined today by my three amigos, Vic Sharma,
Hello,
John
everyone.
Maniatis, and Jim Filatico. How are you guys?
Great.
Excellent. Glad,
Well,
glad to be back, Kelly.
Yeah,
Great.
welcome back,
Yeah,
John.
welcome
Thanks.
we
back,
missed
John.
you.
Glad to
Thanks,
have you.
guys.
We
Thank
missed
you.
you last time, but we did represent. So
If we do say
we're
so
at
ourselves.
we're at episode 11, which means guess what? Next time it will be a year. We did it. So congrats to us. Um, I want to go ahead and actually, we have a lot to talk about today on a very important topic, reputation management. And I want to turn it over to you, Vic.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Wow, episode 11. I want to thank the Digital Factor audience for tuning in. We really appreciate your support and keep the
Absolutely.
feedback
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you
So,
have any
guys,
comments, sorry, if you have any comments along the way, please go ahead and send them in. We'll be monitoring that.
yeah. So, a great topic today, a very important topic, especially for small business owners. So, I would say, like, when it comes to reputation management, what I want to start with is what hasn't changed, right? So, your reputation matters. It always has, and it always will. So, a positive reputation signifies that you are legit and you can be trusted. And why is this important? You ask, John? We're going to
Uh,
put you on the spot.
well, I mean, if you think about it, it's probably one of the most important things that we deal with out there. If your customers aren't talking about you in the manner that you're constantly marketing, you have a
Yeah,
problem, and
yeah,
and it has to be dealt with.
that's right.
That's why we're in business.
That's right, because we buy from people we trust, right? So now I will pivot to what is different, right? So what's different today is something called social media, right? Social media has fundamentally transformed how we live, work, and play. And this applies to reputation as management as well, right? So for those of us who have straddled, I call it, right, both the analog and the digital world, right? It used to take months and years to build your reputation. Today, it takes weeks to build it, right? So your reputation is visible to the entire world, and with a simple click, anyone can post a comment, right? So this is the good and the bad of it, right? So it is that wisdom of the crowd that determines your reputation today, right? So the buyers of your products and services are vetting you online. I can assure you that as part of their due diligence process. We do this every day. So think about it for a moment, right? How likely are you to purchase a product or a service if there are no reviews, few reviews, or worse, poor reviews, right? So, Kelly, if you can bring up that slide that we had put together earlier, right? So here's some, I would say, eye-popping stats here. If you guys are able to, I'll just read them to everyone, right? So 79% of customers trust online reviews as much as personal recommendations. 86% of customers only pay attention to reviews written in the last 3 months, guilty as charged. And
Mhm.
72% of potential customers won't even commit to a purchase without reading reviews. Again, guilty as charged, right? So, the long and short of it is that online reviews today are the backbones of managing your reputation. I'm going to be a little dramatic here. So I'll say reviews can make or break your business. So, it is critical to get reputation management right. Right now, managing a reputation, it is complex because it requires time, resources, and technology. So where do you start, right? So you need to develop your ORM process, and ORM is short for Online Reputation Management. So what you're seeing on the screen now, our ORM is a four-step process, right? Step one is set your end-to-end process to manage the reviews. And what I mean by that is, think about what are your goals? How will you get reviews? What technology will you use? How will you monitor your online presence once you're getting reviews? And how will you handle, especially we're going to talk about that later, negative reviews in a positive way, right? So step two is you've got the process in place. Now you have to get reviews. So you have to think about how will I get those reviews, right? Will it be through text messaging, thank you emails with a request for a review? You could have landing pages. You could do a print outreach, right? So that's step 2. Step 3, now that you're getting reviews, you want to be actively monitoring your social media presence and generally try to respond within 24 hours, right? And in your response, you want to keep that human touch and be empathetic, right? In your response, because feedback is a gift and you should treat it as such, good and bad, right? So step 4, now that you are monitoring, you want to be measuring those results as well. And then as you're measuring them, look for ways to get more and better reviews, right? So I'm going to share one more stat with you guys, right? Just one positive review can increase your sales by as much as 10%. So yes, having an ORM process matters. Jim, I believe that you're going to be talking about some of the tools that we can use to manage these complex processes. So I'm going to hand it to you.
Thanks, Vic. Yeah, coming from the analog side, I agree with you. It used to be that companies owned their brands and their reputation, and now it's all in the hands of the consumer. So we have to be very, very cognizant of that and be careful that we are engaged, fully engaged when it comes to online reputation management. So, trying to manage it, it can be overwhelming. There's so many social media platforms and review sites. It's next to impossible to see every post mention a review. So if you've been doing it manually, you know how frustrating it can be. But there is a solution. We're here to help, right? There's online reputation management software, which can be your eyes and ears online. Imagine being able to be alerted when your brand is mentioned. You get a text or an email. You can respond quickly. And many of these platforms have a centralized dashboard, which allows you to go to one place and to be able to respond. You don't have to go back and forth to the different social media platforms or the review site. So this software is awesome. And we're going to talk about 3 different flavors of the softwares. One is social listening, the other is social monitoring, and another one is review monitoring and management. Social listening, if you think about it, it's a manual process where you go out and you proactively do the search for basic keywords, whether it's your brand or different keywords. You go out and search for it and see what's being said out there. You can also do that checking up on your competition, see what people are saying about your competition, and then you can build marketing plans based on that information. But again, this is just monitoring proactively. You can use the software to go out and do that. The next one is monitoring, social monitoring. We have a platform called WSI Social. It's a great platform to use, and it basically allows you to post social media more effectively and efficiently. We have a social media calendar, which means that you can plan things out weeks or months in advance. There's AI automation that allows you to schedule the posts at the proper times when people are on that social media site at a certain time. There's better times to post than others, better days to post than others. And so that helps you do that. There's a collaboration management tool, which helps you share these posts before they go live and edit, between your teammates or your clients. If you have clients that you add on to this. So collaboration management is great. And there's content library. So, a lot of times you're scratching your head and saying, oh gosh, I have to post X number of times a week. I can't come up with anything. Well, they have a content library that has images and text that will help you along and at least get you 80% there. So if you wanted to post about Labor Day, there may be images there or terms you can use. It just gives you ideas. And all of this works great along with a dashboard that collects the analytics. So you can go back to this dashboard and look and see how your posts are doing, see how the engagement is. So it really is helpful. And the last flavor I'll talk about is review monitoring and management. It's basically like outsourcing your social media and review management. Bird Eye is one that we like. What's great about Bird Eye, it has several sub platforms or tools that we use. One is business listing management. What that does is it goes out to all the different directories, the backlinks that you're associated with, and makes sure that your name, phone number, and address are all identical, all the same. Google obviously likes that. So this is a tool that really is helpful. Another one is it helps generate reviews. It actually helps you generate reviews online. There's two-way text messaging, so you can communicate very quickly, and it's just within this platform. So again, you don't have to go all over the place to be able to communicate with your clients.
Jim, if I can give a shout out to Bird Eye.
Sure.
I had one of my clients who was struggling with getting reviews. And we signed them up for Bird Eye, and they were getting like 1 or 2 reviews a month. Though that went from 1 or 2 reviews a month to 1 or 2 reviews a day, because right at that moment when they were giving the service ended, you would get a nice automated email. Hey, what did you think of our service today? Can you give us a 5-star review?
Right. Yeah, those are great, and it's top of mind. And if you get that link for the review, I always promise to do them, but I just forget. But if you have that link, it's so much easier to do that. So that's a great point, Vic. It also allows you to do customer surveys. So you can, if you don't hear things, if you want to find out what's being said out there, you can do surveys to find out what's top of mind with your customers or potential customers with the different services or products you provide. It also helps you with referral management to get new referrals. It kind of pokes and prods the clients to give you those. And the best thing about it is it's got a mobile application. So whether you like it or not, 24/7, you can respond, you can find out, and you can kind of keep the pulse of your business going because it has this mobile app. So those are just the different platforms that we suggest. If you have any questions about these, reach out to us, whether on LinkedIn or send us a link. But we'd love to help you out. I'm going to pass it along to Kelly. She's going to go deeper into positive and negative reviews and how to actually respond. So take it away, Kelly.
Yeah, sure thing. So one, I will neither confirm nor deny being a part of the analog age. And the second thing, Vic,
John and I embrace it.
Me too.
Vic, it struck me that you mentioned that you can create a reputation in weeks. I would say it probably takes hours to destroy it. So that brings us to what I want to talk about is what happens when you get that dreaded bad review. First of all, I will tell you, it means that you're in business. It's just a part of business. Think about how many people were A+ students the entire time. Not too many, right? Mm-hmm. And so at some point, you are going to get a bad review if you stay in business long enough. And so one of the things that you may want to think about there is that you do, how am I going to respond when they come up? And so what I would say that you would want to do here is have a plan, first of all. And also think about it as an opportunity. So before you go do anything, I want you to digest it if you can. And just think about what are they telling you about your business? As Vic indicated, all feedback is a gift. And this would be a perfect example of that. So, is it telling you something about an employee that you might have known maybe is not your best employee, and it gives you the opportunity to have a coaching conversation? Or is it telling you something about your processes? So is there something wrong that you could fix on the back end? And then now let's talk about what you should do when that happens. And we got to laugh to our analog age. So negative feedback. One, don't take it personally. And I know it's easier said than done, but don't. Just treat it as feedback and a gift. Don't argue. Think about it this way. You're really not responding to that person that gave you the negative review. You're showing people who are thinking about doing business with you how you're going to treat them if they're unhappy. So again, as we said, most people are going to look at your reviews and think about when you go to Amazon, what's one of the first thing you go to? You go to the 5-star and you go to the 1-star, and you look to see what people are saying. And how people respond will make a difference. Say thank you, not thank you for giving me a bad review. Don't be sarcastic. Instead, say thank you for doing business with me, right? And then from that, you want to move to an apology. So sorry that you had a bad experience with us. I would love to you shore it up and make it right. Do not, do not offer them a free anything online because you're telling other people again how to treat you. So if I know that, and there are people out there that when I go to Vic's shop, if I complain, he's going to give me something free. So don't do that. Take it offline. If you do end up giving him something free, just take it offline and make it right with him. Because guess what? They're the only person that can take the bad review out. Very rare that Google is going to take off your bad review. Very rare that your digital media agency is going to be able to. And even if they do, it's going to take probably months to get it to happen. What you want to do is just go the extra mile so that they'll feel compelled to either take it out or to give you positive feedback along the way. So now, what happens if you get a positive review? You should also respond. It's very important. You want to, at least, this is an opportunity for you to shine. Say thank you. Reinforce the positive. Yeah, so glad you like the sushi, Vic. I'm thrilled about it. And give credit to the team. John tries so hard to make sure that our customers love the sushi. And mention other products, right? Next time you come in, be sure to try the spring rolls. The reason that you want to do that is because the person who is doing business with you and felt compelled enough to write a review for you are likely to be repeat customers or raving fans that are going to tell other people about it. So you want to make sure that you let them know you appreciate their business. You're giving credit to the team. That's important because in this day of the great resignation, you want your team to know that you care about them as much as you do about your clients. And then finally, share your review. And what I mean by that is this is an opportunity to repurpose content. Take that 5-star review, put it on your social posts, put it on your website, and just use that again to show that you're really proud of the work that you and your team have done and that customer service is forefront for you. And with that, John, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thanks, Kelly. Clearly, from what you've heard from Vic, Jim, and Kelly, having a formalized reputation management system is pretty complex. What I want to do is help you out a little bit with 3 strategies, just 3, that can help with some of that complexity. So first, most importantly, probably, let's look at your reputation on Google, which is critical. I think we have a slide for that'll help out as well. But Google is very active when it comes to scanning everybody's reviews. And when a customer is looking up your company by name, Google often deposits one of your reviews on that search engine results page or page 1. In all its glory, that review will be there. Now, that's great news if you have a bunch of recent glowing reviews, but not so much if you have a few recent reviews that are negative. The key strategy here is maintaining a really good SEO campaign that will dominate your search results with great content that will always be in the top positions on that first page whenever somebody does a company search with your company name. This way, you're in control, you're dominating constantly, consistently, with good information, good content that pushes down those negative reviews about your company. Whenever possible, the top ranking results for your brand should be controlled by you, and it's important that your brand messages what's seen on that first page. Now let's move on to strategy number 2, where I really want to dispel a common myth. Now, when it comes to negative reviews, they're really not that bad. They actually increase your credibility, and that's what that Harvard Business Review article is there for. And there's a URL at the bottom under there. I'd really love for you guys to take a few minutes to read that article. It's a short one, and we'll leave it on our site on LinkedIn after the call. But the bottom line here is when consumers see nothing but positive reviews, they tend to get suspicious. I'm sure that happens with everybody. I know it happens with me. Research suggests that consumers like to see a mix, a little bit of good, a little bit of moderate, a little bit of bad. when they're looking for any business that's trustworthy. And I don't know if this happens to you, but I do it all the time. Whenever I'm traveling, searching for hotels or Airbnbs, I read tons of reviews, and the best choices are really between that 4.2, 4.7 sweet spot. It's not the fives. In fact, the few times when early on when I used to go after the fives, it tended to backfire. So really look for that sweet spot. Now, last, I wanted to share with you some actually what I thought was pretty shocking results on response rates across industries, and it's actually fairly consistent. What I'd like you to do is take a quick look at the numbers you see on this page, and they cover quite a few industries. What you'll see is they're all pretty low, and that's not exactly what I would have expected, considering how important it is to respond to these reviews. In fact, I thought it would be a lot closer to 100%. So, for example, if you're in the real estate industry, you're seeing a number up there at 29%. So even if you responded at, let's say, 70%, you'll be leapfrogging your industry when it comes to showing the care you need to show to your customers. So that's really the strategy there. Look at these low numbers. Please try to respond at a much higher rate than what you're seeing here. So with that, I'm going to hand it back to Vic.
All right. Thank you, John. I mean, such great tips there, right? It's easy to implement, I think, some of them.
Absolutely.
Right. And practical as well. So I guess if I were to kind of encapsulate what we've been talking about, right, is your entire operation, like it or not, is under a microscope today. Right. So what I mean by that is that every action that you, your employees, your partners take is being judged and critiqued. And with a click of a button, unfortunately, a lot of damage can occur. So how do you mitigate that, right? So we talked about those strategies, right? So have skin in the game by having an online review management process. So, smartly leverage technology. Jim provided a list of useful tools, right? Proactively respond to reviews, especially the negative reviews, right? And John, what you were just talking about, the importance of having great content and easily differentiating yourself by simply responding to reviews. What does that take, right? So, some of the tips we shared are easy to implement, and some are more complex, right? In all reality, right? So I would say, step is to take action, try doing it yourself, experiment, and certainly, we're here to help as well. So if there's something that we can help you with, feel free to reach out to us anytime. So with that, Kelly, I'm going to hand it back to you.
Okay, still monitoring comments, and I don't see any, so I will call this a wrap. Feel free at any time if you want to make any comments, do so later, and we definitely continue to monitor that. So I'm excited to talk about next month's topic. We are going to discuss demystifying video in your digital presence. So we were collectively talking about how the thought of video keeps coming up, but we also know there's some barriers and people don't know where to start and begin. So tune in with us. We're going to be happy to help you navigate those waters. And so with that, and I think the date for that is going to be on September the 27th, which is a Tuesday, and the last Tuesday of the month. And so look for a invite and join us. And with that, we're going to call this one a wrap. Thanks so much, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
See ya.
Bye.